Ken Range Theory Trader back with another video on the 24-hour cash out challenge. So very simple. Okay, the premise is as follows: start a fresh account with any broker that you want, hopefully a high leverage broker, and start it with an inconsequential amount of money. Whatever you're dealing with, it could be $20, it could be $50, it could be $100. Just whatever you won't miss, right? Just in case, keeping the worst case scenario in mind. Ideally, I hope you have a max loss limit, or maybe you'll give yourself two trade attempts, and then no matter what happens after that, you pull out the entire account balance when you're done. Okay, you just cash it out. All right, win or lose. All right, you got to stick to those rules. So it's just a 1 day type deal. So after you close, like I said, withdraw your money, go on about your business. If you lose, then it is what it is. All right. If you profit, here's what I want you to do: spend the money on something, even if it's small. You can, treat yourself or your spouse to a nice dinner, give the money to a church or a charity, buy a pair of shoes. I don't care what it is. Pay a bill, spend the money. Do something you were going to do anyway, right? But I don't care if you even just use it to put gas in your car. It doesn't matter. The point is this: to train your mind to know that it's possible to pull money out of the market. Okay, in a day. All right. That's what we like about trading, is that you are in a position to generate some extra income in 24 hours, in 1 hour, in 5 minutes sometimes. Okay. It's possible. But until you pull the money out of the market, the thing is, it's just numbers on a screen. Really. Until it hits your bank account and you swipe your card or pull the cash out and actually give it to someone else, you're really just looking at candles and watching numbers on the screen go up and down. So let's change that. Let's try to say, okay, what would it be like to actually take a trade, make some money, and then use that money to pay a bill? Imagine that, right? But it's doable. Okay. So let's go over a few examples. Number one, we have JL. Now, JL starts a 24-hour cash out account with $100. She takes a trade. She loses the first one. Her account balance goes down to $75. She gives herself one more try. Her balance goes up to 128. She pulls the balance out and she has made $28. She decides to take that 128 and just pay her cell phone bill, right? So she made $28. Is that a lot of money? No, but it's $28 that she didn't have before. Some people don't even make $28 in an hour. She made it in one trade. Okay, like that's the point. Okay, just a little simple exercise. Number two, Abraham. Abraham starts an account with $50. He takes two trades and loses both of them. Okay, so he loses $10 on one, $10 on the other. Yeah, those are his two tries. He pulls out $30. He's going to study some more, make sure he didn't miss anything or catch any mistakes. All right, or make any mistakes. Okay, that's the point. But he didn't. He's not running to the poorhouse because he lost $20 in a day. Not a big deal, right? Now, Alexander. Alexander starts a $150 account. He wanted to risk just a portion, but he got overconfident. He didn't set a stop loss, and he lost it all in one trade when news hit and spiked him out of his position. He got a margin call. So he sulked the rest of the day, upset at himself for not being disciplined and following his plan. This cash out challenge is not about, oh, let me try to flip 150 into 1,000 in one trade. This is not, if you want to do that, you're watching the wrong video. Okay. This is just a simple one trade cash out challenge. That's it. That's it. That's all it is. Okay. And then last but not least, we have David. David started an account with $200. This $200 he wouldn't miss. After spotting a decent trade, scaling in a few times, he managed to double his account. He turned 200 into 400. He pulled all of the money out. Okay, so now he has $400. He gave some to a local charity. He treated his girlfriend to a date night and put some gas in his car. All right, so that's what he did. So that's what he did with the money that he got. He wasn't just spending time watching candles go up and down in numbers. No, he took his effort and actually turned it into a nice date night, transportation, and helped someone in need. Right? So that's what trading can do. So in conclusion, the 24-hour account, it's just a little challenge. It's just an exercise to see if you can extract money from the market. It's not meant to make you rich, though. Okay, you should have a separate account for that. This is just something to see what you can do in one trade. Right? Now, one trick is don't start the account until you actually see a possible setup forming. Until then, don't even make a deposit. Just don't even bother. But if you're checking, say, the daily chart and you see something setting up on the daily, it's like, okay, I'm going to take this trade. The war is won before the battle even starts. So let's say you see EU setting up for a short. You say, okay, like I trade candle range theory. You see a candle two. Candle two is about to close on the daily chart. It's like, okay, awesome. I'm going to trade candle three starting Asian session, starting tonight. I'm on the East Coast. So that's your trade. So don't start the account without knowing the trade that you're going to take, is my point. Okay, so you already know, okay, I'm gonna put this money in. I'm gonna take EU when I see my entry signal and see what happens. And that's it. And then I either win or lose. So while you don't have to pull out the entire balance, I recommend doing that because some people have never made a withdrawal from a broker. See how the process goes. See the fees if you got to do crypto or a bank wire or whatever. See the process. Okay, don't just spend all this time making all these deposits. See how it feels to make a withdrawal. Please don't go all in on one trade. Okay, the point of this is to catch one good trade, take your money, and go on about your business. Okay, but resist the temptation to say, okay, here's $100, and then let me put $100 on this one trade, and then try to flip it or something like that. This ain't that. Okay, this is not that. Have a max loss in mind. That way, you can still have some money left over, even if you lose. You're not going to win every day. Every day is not going to be a green day. It's not. Okay, so ideally, you still want to make a withdrawal by the time the challenge is over. It's just a matter of how much it's going to be. You'll either withdraw more than you put in or you withdraw less than you put in, but I want you to pull out something. Okay. And lastly, you need to know your broker's minimum withdrawal because some of them do have minimums. Some of them have like $100 minimum, some of them have a $5 minimum. It depends. So be sure you know that before you do this because the last thing you want is, let's say if they have $100 minimum, you put in $100, then you got 50 left and you can't pull it out because they have a minimum. So now you got to make another deposit just to try to get the withdrawal, and it can turn into a nasty cycle. So don't do that. Be sure to know your broker's minimum takeout. Okay. And try to get a broker that doesn't have it. There's some that have like $5, $10. So as long as you deposit more than that, you should be fine. So I appreciate your attention. If you give it a try, definitely leave me a comment. Let me know how it goes. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and have a great rest of your day. Please take care.